From Masterton, Ethan Prankhurst on stand number 4. From Tikawiti, Mark Granger on 3. From Temuka in the south, Brent Langrel on 2. And just up the road at Palmerston North, Aaron Haynes. Shears on the front stand.
Just quickly, ladies and gentlemen, announcement for the junior wool handling finalists. The top 4 that will go into our junior wool handling final. In order of qualification, Robin O'Donnell, Masterton, Sarah Higgins, Marlborough, Diane Rehi, Christchurch, and Lauren Sargent, Masterton. Congratulations to those junior wool handling finalists. We'll see them a bit later in the day.
So, Hugh, we've got in this blue ribbon event, the young farmers shear. They have 6 second shear sheep from Glen Donald. So they're those big old girls from last night, you know. They're very, very thick through the rib cage and a lot of power on them. So it's going to be very testing because some of these farmers shearers up here, they're not up in the open class yet. So they're going to have their work cut out over these 6 sheep.
Oh, they'll be pretty determined, don't you worry about that. And I can see our sponsors, Coopers. We got a young lady, she's come right down the front to see the action. There's never mind where you are in the world, it's great to see the sponsors supporting these young shearers because these are the future of the shearing industry. Like you said, we've got a few seniors up there and a few lower grade shearers, and this is the future for them. On that cup, I've been lucky enough to have a good study of it. And there's some very, very famous names been winning through on that cup. And we see them in action up in the top end of the Open now as well, John.
Yeah, no, that's correct. It's as you say, it's the blue ribbon event for the young farmers. A lot of shearers started out as young farmers back in the day, then got the taste for it, and then said to Dad, well, I'll see you later, and they come back when I'm about 35 or 40. Okay, looks like we're about ready to start. We got the green light. Timekeeper's right. Judges, competitors, go. The judges have just got a bit of a glare there from Mr. Rabbit. He was very, very concerned that I was blabbering on too much and not getting his shearers started. But this sheep's got a little bit feisty for Aaron Haynes as he settles it down now and gets back on with the job. So we'll be looking to see these shearers punch these sheep out in about 1:30 odd. And they'll be just trying to keep that job right for the judges. You'll notice up on the big screen there are no pen points, so there's only 3 columns up there. That's to keep this a little bit secret, so we have the presentation straight after this event. Worry about the total one. That's it'll give you some indication of how the shearer's gone. Of course, the board points are the number of second cuts per sheep. The time points are calculated at 3 points per minute. And then, of course, the outside points have just been withheld off this competition. So we got something to surprise you with when we go to the presentations.
Yeah, we've got to keep a bit of intrigue going. So we got a very good lineup. Jack Fagan up there on stand number 5 goes in. He's a senior shearer, but he's showing these Open boys the way to go. So we got Aaron Haynes in from Palmerston North. He's made that big Open semi-final later on today. Great to see the young fella stepping up. I think he's been up in the Open now for about 3 years. Look at him, he's all muscle there on stand number 1, and he's having a real good time at the Golden Shears 2013. Then we got a young fella, Brett Langrel from Temuka, on stand number 2. Another very clean shearer. Look at that for a job as she slides down the porthole. Then on stand number 3, we got Mark Granger from Tikawiti. A young fella, he made the top 30 in the Open. His father, Paul, won here in 1985, of course. It'll be next year for Mark now. He had a bit of a tough go yesterday. The sheep just didn't quite cooperate. So he'll be wanting to take this one out just to take some silverware home to Tikawiti. Then we got Ethan Pankhurst, a young local fella there on stand number 4. I was talking to him on Thursday night, and he's thinking of coming over to the UK, so it'll be good to see him around the shows. Then we got another man up there on stand number 5. We've seen a lot of him in the UK. He's been doing well around the shows. Young Jack Fagan from Tikawiti. He goes in for sheep number 3. He's really gone for the doctor. on the all-time stakes. Mark Granger, his travelling companion there on stand number 3. He goes in for sheep number 3 as well. So they're not messing around, these boys. They know what they've got to do. I think you said they got 6 sheep this year. So once they get this one finished, they'll be halfway along, John.
I just noticed there on that first sheep, Jack Fagan banged it out in about 1:10. So that was pretty sharp for a senior shearer. And these sheep just seem to be sitting a little bit at the moment. They're cooperating, although Ethan had a little bit of a trouble getting that last side off. But, of course, the commentator's curse. You say everything's going well, then just a big blow-up and the bombshell hits and they just destroy the shearer mind and capabilities, because once they explode, these sheep, they take a little bit of controlling. They're down the last side. Now comes Fagan over the last shoulder for Mark Granger. Pretty much blow for blow, those two. A little bit back off the pace of Aaron Haynes as he drops into the long blow. Brent Langrel's got sheep number 2 out. He's just a young shearer and he steps into the pen. But Granger perhaps is just starting to fire the big ones now, and he drops it down the porthole. Jack Fagan moves towards the pen for sheep number 4. Looking all right, these guys. Cooper's the sponsors here. They'll be pretty pleased to see this top quality shearers blazing this trail in the wool industry as Aaron Haynes comes out the last leg, and then he steps for number 4. 2 in the pen for him. Ethan Prankhurst is back on the game now, and he rocks over that last shoulder. Brent Langrel from Tabuka. Come on, Brent. You've got to open up the old veins here, mate. Suck plenty of air and punch that handpiece hard into the wool and keep it nice and flat on the skin. Out the last leg now for Prankhurst, but the battle is still. Fagan might have got back in front from Mark Granger. Beautiful shearing from these two, and stands 5 and 3. Then goes Prankhurst now for another one. Brings it out, big suck of air to get the brain working as he pulls that sheep out of the grating. Over the top now comes Mark Granger. Jack Fagan maybe just a half a stroke in front of him, and under the shoulder and down and out to the flank. Oh, they're starting to wind into it. These young fellas just like to get it off as quick as they can.
Yeah, they'd love to get their name on that big cup, of course. When I was here in 2003, I think it was James Fagan that won the Young Farmers competition then, and the cup was nearly as big as him. So it's Jack Fagan down there on stand number 5. Belly wool time for him. She just has a bit of a kick and a wriggle. That's allowed Mark Granger to get his nose out in front again. So we got the 2 Tikawiti men on stands 3 and 5. Just about blow for blow. Up the undermine for Mark. Up the undermine for Jack. Up the top knot. Up the neck for Mark. Up the neck for Jack. Come on, darling, Jack said. I don't want to see you for long. You sit still and you'll be down that portal pretty damn quick. So Aaron Hainson has got to the turn on sheep. No, he's up the neck of sheep number 5. Brett Langrel from Tamuka, he goes up the neck of 5. Mark Granger swinging that steel now. He's got his nose in front, the young fella from Tigawiti. He's saying, come on, Jack boy. I've had to work to make my way up through the grades. I'm up in the open. I play with the big boys. You young boys are going to have to work a bit harder to catch me up. Mark Granger then out the hind leg he goes. One last little bit of a flick and he'll be going in for his 6th and final. But Jack Fagan has caught him right up. In goes Mark Granger for 6. In will go Jack Fagan for 6. Brett Langrel is turned on 4. Jack goes in for sheep number 6 now. As Mark Granger, he takes the belly wool off, John.
Just looking at here in the front stand, Aaron Haynes is starting to put a few quick blows in. He knows he's got to be pretty close up there with the time stakes, and he's got sheep number 6 on the board, and down the belly he goes. He's 7 or 8 blows behind Mark Granger now. Jack Fagan comes up over the top. Finishing touches here for Brent Langrel from Tamuka. Steps into the pen for sheep number 5. He's still got a bit of work to do. Up the long blow and turning for home is Ethan Prankhurst now on the stand 4. But it's Mark Granger and Jack Fagan and then Aaron Haynes. That's how they roll in the first 3. Granger turns onto the money side of the sheep, and Fagan's 3 blows behind him as he rocks one over that long blow. Last side beckoning for Aaron Haynes as well. He's starting to quicken the pace a bit here on the front. Down the last side, though, it's going to be Granger sneaking under the shoulder. He got the Tikawiti fast last side. Oh, the sheep's going to behave for him as Fagan comes at him again. Fagan pops the head out. Aaron Haynes coming at him down here, but it's Mark Granger. Sneaks off there in a 22.6 time with a .25 on the board. There goes Aaron Haynes down. Jack Fagan complete the lineup with the first three that have done the job. Still a little bit of work to do for Ethan Pankhurst. He rolls it up over the tail now. He's keeping the quality right there. Look at it, 1.8 at the moment. Of course, we haven't got those outside points coming in. We've got an instant prize giving for this one. A little bit of time for Brent Langrel to get his job done. He's got another couple of minutes at the job. Rolling across the last side. Ethan Pankhurst has got his last sheep half shorn. But young Brent, he's doing well. Good quality. Let's hope he's got the job in the pen outside for the judges, because they tip the sheep up out there and they look at him with a close eye. Then he goes now for number 6. Hell's Teeth, he says these sheep are big, strong. I'm going to earn a nice cup of coffee after this one. But you'll have to wait till the prize giving's over. He may get the first prize, who knows. Aaron Haynes has been totally judged. Of course, the outside point's hidden. Jack Fagan's got the yellow figures up. Down the last side now comes Ethan Pankhurst. A little bit of a kicker here, my Welshman. Hey, what do you think of this young fella from Temuka?
Yeah, he's doing a good job. She just kicked him out of position a little bit. He'd be closer to that board than he'd liked. So Ethan Pankhurst and a young fella, he goes out and stand number 4. So it's just Brett Langrel now then from Temuka. He's enjoying the experience. You can be sure of that. Up the neck he goes. He's just going to stick to his work. He'll shear everyone like he does at home, just fast and clean, rolling into the shoulder. We've still only been going for 9 minutes, and he's on his 6th and final sheep. So he's just into the shoulder now then, just underneath the front leg he goes. A long blow time for him. One of the longest blows on the sheep from the top of the hip bone right up to behind the ear. Oh, she just kicked. He said, you just sit there, you little darling. Round the shoulder he comes now. He's just cleaning off. He's doing a beautiful quality job though, ladies and gentlemen. This will all go to the judges out the back. And this has been a great spectacle for our sponsors. And I can see them standing at the side of the stage, rearing to go with their speeches. So Brett Langrel then from Temuka. Out the hind leg he comes. Another long blow from up on the shoulder, right out to the toes on that sheep. One last little bit of a flick. Give them all a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That is our Cooper-sponsored New Zealand Young Farmers Blue Ribbon Final.